When the hijackers piloted two planes into the World Trade Center towers, they effectively had nearly every community in the New York City area in their sights. Our Bill Geist lives in one of those towns, and in these 12 days, he has seen great courage and almost unbearable grief.
From the small town of Ridgewood, New Jersey, my hometown, you can see the skyline of New York City. That skyline and this town were devastated on September 11th. We've lost at least 12 local residents, and it seems like everyone in town is missing a friend or relative. This past week, what will be a sad season of memorial services began. Friends of Jon Vandevander, my friend, came together in a local church to mourn his passing and offer condolences to his wife Annie, their 3 children, Johnny, Janie, and Molly, and others in his family. The service began in a most unconventional manner with Thunder Road by Bruce Springsteen, Jon's favorite song. In the days ahead, we will likely be hearing lots of such unorthodox music wafting from church windows during memorial services. Most of these victims died young. People speak of the untold number of lives touched by this overwhelming catastrophe. Just look at the number of people affected by the death of just one victim. 1,000 people, from the pizza maker to the golf pro, packed the church and stood outside for Jon's service. Relatives remembered him as a young boy.
Johnny had that twinkle, that little impish grin. He could get away with murder.
There were those who spoke of Jon as a father.
But if Janie was playing softball, Jon was coaching the team. If Molly was on the couch watching a movie, Jon was right there next to Molly watching a movie. Johnny was playing junior football. Jon ends up being president of the junior football program.
They also remembered him as a friend.
When I had a baby, he was the one who took me out for a cigar and a beer. When I was down, he always knew how to pick me up. Johnny Van was truly larger than life.
And they remembered him as a neighbor.
I know you're listening, Jon, so I want you to know that I view this as a temporary relocation, for I know one day we will be neighbors again.
Friends pledged to stand by Jon's family.
Johnny, Janie, and Molly, while none of us will ever be able to replace your father, we want you to know that between your uncles and each of us, you'll have a lot of eyes on you and a lot of concerned and helping hands available each and every day. And we love you guys.
There were tears and laughter. Reverence and irreverence.
He would show up at Ridgewood Country Club in his 1990, whatever that thing was, green minivan with the bumper falling off, no brakes, no air conditioning. It was filled with newspapers and all kinds of debris. And he'd kid the valets how he knew they were all fighting over who's going to get to park his car.
Look at all the lives just one victim touched. Listen to friends of Jon's son.
The lasting memories and impressions that he left on me still make me laugh. Like baseball games at Yankee Stadium, skiing trips on which I usually broke one of my legs, turning me on to Bruce, taking me and Johnny to WrestleMania.
Silly times that become poignant moments.
When I or any other kid was around him, I could always act like a kid. I didn't always have to mind my manners and act like an adult like I do around other grown-ups. We could just be ourselves as if he was just one of the guys.
All the little things that make a life.
Not much good has come out of this disaster, but Mr. Van has changed all of our lives so very much, all in our own way. And on September 11th, 2001, we lost one of the greatest fathers and persons in Ridgewood. But now we have gained an angel.
Jon's niece, Ashley.
When I found out in school that the World Trade Center had been bombed, I called my aunt and she said, Ashley, he's gonna be okay. And even though he's not here with us today, I know he's okay. And we're all gonna be okay.
Jon's brother, Michael.
Now, you know, I think most of us go through life wondering if we've made a difference. Most of us probably think we probably don't beyond our immediate families. Well, over the last week and tonight, that question has been answered for my brother. And the answer has been a resounding yes, you did, in every way.
Should I fall behind, wait for me? We swore we'd travel, darling, side by side.
Jon has come home to Ridgewood. He was found and identified by an inscription on his wedding band, one of fewer than 200 victims identified of the more than 6,000 still missing.
But I'll wait for you, and if I should fall behind, wait for me.
It is a measure of the magnitude of this tragedy that his wife, Annie, considers herself lucky.
Oh, but you and I know what this world can do. So let's make our steps clear that the other may see. And I'll wait for you, and if I should fall behind,